Well, hi, it's been a minute.
It
Hi.
has.
How are you? How's everybody
I
doing?
feel refreshed.
Good.
So tired.
I feel like I'm dying, so that's good. This is The Perspective. My name is McCall.
I'm Mima.
I'm producer Butters.
I miss... Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
So basically, it's just a Monday.
It is. So
Again.
I missed a portion of this morning because I woke up with a migraine, and I'm really grateful because a lot of the times when I have migraines, if I sleep and I sleep with like an ice pack or something along those lines, if I sleep for long enough, it'll kind of subside.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that it goes away by any means, because I know there's a lot of people who are like, that's just a headache. But it's not that it goes away. It just gets to this like subtle point where it's like I can handle working in this subtlety. It's not like ideal, but you know, you still have to work.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks, but it be what it be, you know. So this morning I got up. When I get migraines, everything just like spins, and I can't drive when the world is spinning. I don't know
What? No
if
way.
you know that or not. Like it's a little dangerous. I turned on the light.
Don't
I felt
recommend it.
no. I turned on the light. I felt like my head was gonna split open. Like all of the classic, you know, things. And then when I woke up the second time this morning, my eyes were really blurry, and I was like, "Oh no, this is either like dusty in my eyeballs, you know, like you've got your little sleep dust or whatever, or I'm blind forever. Like there's no in between here.
You're done.
You're done. So anyway, thankfully it ended up like subsiding a little bit. I'm at a point now where it's like, okay, this light, obviously you can't see it if you're listening to the podcast, but there's a light that's on my left side. My left side is always where my migraines stem from. And so this light over here on my left side is kind of ruining my life. I just need to pivot it, but then I have to look at it. And so
you can always shut the light off and then move it.
that's really smart. You're thinking with your big brain. I'm thinking with no brain because I don't need to.
Or just leave it off.
I'm just gonna,
That's
I could do
another
that.
thing too. I think migraines
do you
just
think they're
kind of
gonna
turn
help?
your brain
Yeah.
off. There you go. Woohoo!
That's actually really helpful.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure that the lighting is terrible.
Actually, it's not terrible.
It's not too bad.
It's not
No, you can-
great, but
You can still see you.
Yeah,
good.
as long as we can see you.
We're doing this for health reasons.
that's right. That's like the pressure that I was feeling subside. Like
Oh.
it's still a little bit there, but I feel like it's more of this like straining of just straining is what it feels like. So I wore my hat today because it keeps a lot of the sun out of my eyeballs,
Mhm.
which is unfortunate because I just washed my hair last night, and so now I'm gonna have to wash it again. I hate double hair wash days. I hate washing my hair more than
Oh.
once every
Why do you have to wash it again?
4 days, because when you wear a hat, it makes it all icky to try and
Oh.
like manage next day. Anyway, so I'm sorry my voice is a little bit like womp 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 womp. I just am like I'm droning on and on and on. Migraines is the question today that we're chatting about. Mima has talked about her migraines. Tell me about them.
Well, I get migraines. I don't get them often anymore, which I'm very grateful.
Uh-huh.
Just because ever since I lived in California, I was diagnosed with migraine attacks,
Uh-huh.
which basically knock me out for an entire week, sometimes more. And it's just a constant headache. Like
Mhm.
I get knocked out, go to sleep, wake up.
Mhm. Still there.
It's still there. It will not subside. One of the medical professionals that I talked to while living in California told me to take medicine with Coke.
Yep.
So I did that, and it kind of helps. And then she recommended to drink water and electrolytes.
Yep. And those are some of the things that are like caffeine. Obviously, you take
Yeah.
Excedrin, same kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, she said to take Excedrin with Coke.
Yeah.
So
one of my favorite migraine cocktails.
So double caffeine.
Yes.
yeah.
Because caffeine's one of the things that kicks it, which is really interesting.
Yeah.
Um,
So just get like a
I should've-
quad shot at
yeah.
your local coffee place.
At your local Bucks. So The
I couldn't do that when I was in California.
It's fair. So the the caffeine part of it. So I really wanted to make. I usually have an espresso in the morning, and I really wanted to make it, but the smell is obviously super strong, and so smells always trigger worse migraines. I remember when I was probably 15 years old, and my class was doing. I was in 9th grade, and they were doing like the freshman lagoon trip. So it's like your ditch day, basically.
Yeah.
And so we were going to Lagoon, and my mom and my dad had split up, and my dad was living in an apartment on the other end of town. And we stayed overnight over there, and I remember he had this orange scent in his like Scentsy, and it was like a super strong, I think it's like Orange Grove or something like that. And it triggered this like really bad migraine for me. And so I don't know if it's the smell of orange or if it's just the residual thought of that point in my life. I was so sick, like so stinking sick that evening, and I was really worried that I wasn't going to be able to go to Lagoon the next day. And thankfully the migraine ended up subsiding. But so like your orange glow that people use to get like grease and stuff off of your hands, that smell is the most triggering migraine for me. Like if I come in contact with it basically for longer than a very short period of time, it's like guaranteed I'll have a migraine.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Mine aren't triggered by smell. I've noticed that like when I get a migraine, I don't get nauseous, which is weird, but it gets triggered. I guess my migraines are considered ocular. So they are triggered by
more of your vision-y.
Yeah. So like
bright lights, flashing lights.
Yeah. And I know it's coming on because I will see it's like a fluttering and it's like, uh-oh.
Yeah. It's so weird. It's so weird. Sorry.
No, you're good. I was just gonna say I don't know if mine are migraines or if they're just regular headaches, because mine are usually from something like either my sinuses or are like the worst.
The worst.
Or I've noticed that if I have and maybe it's just heat exhaustion, or is that the right word? Heat
exhaustion.
Yeah. Like yesterday, last night, like I was in the sun
all day.
Not all day, but working with the color black.
Yeah,
and, it makes it 10 times worse. So I did get a little bit lightheaded, and I've noticed that, I didn't drink enough water. So I feel like that like had something to do with it. Also kind of nauseous. It doesn't usually happen very often that happens. But like I usually get like little headaches that sometimes if I just go to bed and wake up the next day, it's great. It's either maybe lack of sleep or water. I don't know.
So I'm the same way when it comes to like the sun stuff. So for example, a couple weeks ago, I can't remember. It was not, I think it was last weekend, not this weekend, obviously, but the weekend before. I was out with the youth council. We were doing a whole, like wakeboarding, wake surfing. We did a ropes course, all of that, leadership training all throughout the day. So we kicked off at like 9 a.m. and obviously it was sunny, and I drank water, and I used my sunscreen, and I wore my sunglasses, and it was an all day thing. We ended up out on the lake from like noon or 1 o'clock until like 7 or 8. And I was so sick. I went home and I was so stinking sick. And so part of that, I think a lot of it was sun. But I think the other part of it was that I was on a boat at the lake, and it was just like super wavy. I got home and I took a shower, because one of the things for me that like cures or helps me to subside headache, I guess, is the only way to analogize that, I don't know, is I'll take a shower, and then I will go from my shower like directly into my bed, and my hair is soaking wet still, which the cold on my head, because it's cooler, the cold on my head helps. And then the warm on my body, I think just the combination of is helpful. That's one of the things that they say, like if you're taking a bath or something to try and get rid of headaches, they say use peppermint oil. I like peppermint oil, but again, scents. And so it's like I can only kind of do that, but you'll use like Epsom salt. And if you put your you put your hands and your feet in hot water and then you put an ice pack on your neck, it's supposed to alleviate some of that, which is just interesting. It's just nerves, because your migraines are just coming from nerves. And so then the like stimulation elsewhere, I have no idea. I don't know why. So for me, that's one of the things that really helps. And then Dustin, thank goodness that he got LASIK so that I could have his frozen eye mask. I use it anytime I have a migraine. I will put it on.
Hey, at least it's getting used, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
And
so
it's one of the best things. I bought mine at the Dollar Tree. It's actually
so nice.
One of the spa ones.
Oh.
And I just throw it in the freezers. So whenever I have a migraine, I just go downstairs. I find my way downstairs.
Right. You mosey. You hope you don't fall.
Everything is dark, because if I turn on a light, I'm done for.
Yeah.
So everything is dark. So I have to find my way to the freezer, get the mask out, put it on, work my way back up to my room, or whichever room is darker. Sometimes my living room is darker. Sometimes my room is darker. Whichever room is darker, then I go there, and then I lay down and drink like a bunch of Coke, a bunch of water, a bunch of Gatorade, electrolyte,
or whatever,
Powerade,
Pedialyte.
Yeah. The amount of times I have to go to the bathroom when this
unreal.
happens is a lot.
And it's like, well, is this really better for me? I don't know, because I'm getting up.
But yeah, it's the only thing that'll help.
Yeah. And I mean, as I end up, like, after I take my shower or whatever, usually what I'll do is I take Excedrin before I take a shower. And so by the time I'm done taking a shower, and I just stand there, just like head down, just, whatever, or I'll like sit on the tub floor and just let it hit me, and then I'll go lay down. But it's like if I don't fall asleep super quickly, it will make me more sick, and then I will go in and I will throw up, and then usually after that pressure or whatever is relieved, then it's easier to fall asleep, and then I'll usually I will just sleep throughout the night. If I wake up in the middle of the night, oh Lord help me, it's terrible. But
it's the worst.
One of the things that I found to be helpful as well, I'm not a doctor. Don't take this medical
don't take
advice.
Our advice.
This is just what has helped.
Yeah.
Okay. Excedrin and Midol.
Oh.
Yeah. You stack up on them, and apparently that's one of the things that has kicked in and helped for me a ton.
I'm trying to think. There was I can't remember what the ingredient is in Midol.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna Google too, because I was like, I don't even know what's in it.
I seen
it.
You seen it.
I seen
So,
something on a
Midol is I don't know. It's an antihistamine. Plus, there's acetaminophen and caffeine. So
just take
it's
more
just
Excedrin.
hella caffeine. Like that's what we're going for. But it's this pyrilamine maleate. I don't know how to say any of that.
That's the antihistamine.
I
Yeah.
don't know what any of that
So
is.
you pair that up with
60 mgs of caffeine. And
Yep.
500 mgs of acetaminophen.
How many mgs is an Excedrin migraine? Let's look.
Probably the same. 500.
It sounds about the same.
Migraine. So you're pounding in all of the freaking caffeine and all of the freaking
all of the caffeine. All of it.
acetaminophen. Who needs Tylenol? People, great for headache. Absolute best for headache. Okay, good. I guess. So that's helpful. 250 milligrams of acetaminophen, 250 milligrams of aspirin, and 65 milligrams of caffeine.
Sounds about
is
right.
what's in Excedrin migraine. So you're 125 milligrams of caffeine between the two of them.
So what I'm hearing is,
and then 750 milligrams of acetaminophen.
Take a bunch of aspirin and then drink an energy drink, and you're good to go.
And Tylenol.
Don't do an
Tylenol.
energy
Well,
drink.
yeah, that's acetaminophen.
I wouldn't recommend doing an
you
energy
said
drink
aspirin.
because when I did that,
But there's some aspirin in here.
I was so jittery and I was full of energy, but my head was like absolutely not.
I don't know, man.
And I think it made it worse.
Yeah, drinking
To
a Coke,
me,
drinking a Coke is something helpful. But yes, I feel the same way.
Yeah,
I love energy drinks. So.
yeah, me too. I love energy drinks, but yeah, when I took one,
Ooh, I wonder.
no,
I wonder if the sugar.
might be
I
the
wonder if
sugar.
it's the sugar. So if you did like a 0 sugar one,
maybe.
Yeah.
that might be helpful. Because I wonder if it's that makes it worse. Because this is just like straight up caffeine. There's no sugar with it. It's not like they put 147,000 milligrams of sugar also inside of
Just
drugs.
take a 5-hour energy and call it good.
Yeah, call it good. I don't know.
Gosh. Yeah.
I don't know.
That was like
It's-
the worst day of my life when I did that.
Yeah, it's interesting.
My friends were trying to help. They were like, so they said to take caffeine, right? So they went to the store and got me a Monster energy drink.
Yeah.
and they're like, here, drink this with your medicine. So I did. Oh my, it was the worst day. It was the worst day of my life. I was like, oh no, I know you were trying to help, but
This is helpful-ish, I
Here you
guess.
go. There's this thing. It's called caffeine alertness aid.
Ooh.
oh.
It was like, sorry, I had it up. It has 200 milligrams of caffeine. Right
Oh,
to the
yeah.
brain. There you go.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who
Oh.
will take that one. I have heard good. Vyvanse, is that another one?
I don't even know.
I don't remember what that one is. I'm going to say that and someone's going to be like, no.
I was
Maybe
gonna
that's a
go
drug.
Vivarin.
I don't know. Yeah, Vivarin, I think, is what it is. Oh, just kidding. Vyvanse is ADHD. My bad. You take that, I guess. So I decided to Google. I Googled Excedrin, migraine, and Midol. If you take the two of them, what your interactions between drugs, aspirin and caffeine. The problem is that you have minor issues. Okay, well, one of those drugs contains both aspirin and caffeine, so that doesn't really have the interaction between the two of them.
Well, I
it's
mean,
just
if you're-
within one drug.
If you're taking 2 and they're both 500 mgs,
Yeah.
you should be fine, I think, with the acetaminophen.
Yeah. So
But
you're in total it's like 750, I think. Because the one's only 250 milligrams and the other
okay.
one's 500.
Okay, and then the milligrams on the caffeine is what, like
1,
100 and
160 and 165, so 125.
really, it's not that bad.
No.
Mm-mm.
It's no. Now if you
But if it
double or
works,
triple up on those pills,
I don't recommend.
don't do that.
Mm-mm.
So bad.
Mm-hmm.
This also says caffeine and food. You could have an issue with it.
That.
Oh.
Again, we're not doctors, so don't take our advice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just learning from our own cocktails that work.
That have worked. Yes.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting. It says like a combination of these medicines may increase your risk of developing gastrointestinal or ulcers.
Yes.
So I mean that's like anything. You take Tylenol, you take aspirin, you take ibuprofen, you're getting potential ulcers anyway.
Yep.
Very.
Like
And when I hear that they're very painful,
yes. They're not very comfy.
I've never had one, so I can't say.
My mom used to get ulcers.
My
and
mom
They were
too.
miserable. Anyway, just kind of interesting. These are things that have worked for me. I haven't had Midol for a long time because I forgot that it was super helpful. And then as we've been talking about it, I was like, oh my gosh, yeah. Just because I only get it for my migraines. Like that's the only reason why I've ever had it is for migraines.
Mm-hmm.
And it's amazing. Like it kicks it really quick. But yeah, like I said, I completely forgot about it until we were talking about
Until
it now.
right now.
Yeah. So thankfully today, for the rest of the day, I have to go pick up my groceries and then I can go home
And put her ice mask
and
back on.
put my
Yeah.
ice mask back on. Thank you to Dustin for his LASIK. So I could get a $20 ice mask. It's nice. Like really, it's
No, I can.
they're the coolest. Like I would buy more. Truthfully, I would buy more because it's got like a, I don't know what you would call it. It's not velvet, but it's like a soft, I don't even know.
Oh yeah,
Fleece almost.
Yeah.
Like it's like a fleece on the inner lining of it, and then on the outside, it's got like those little gel beads
Mhm.
in it.
That's like the one I got.
Yeah.
The one I have. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's on the front. It's got like a plasticky thing.
How cool would it be if you had like the, you know, like when you, I don't know, like when I had my back surgery,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
gave me like one of those back pad things. But
Yeah.
it had like a little like a little pump thing
Uh-huh.
that you put like ice water in.
Uh-huh.
That'd be kind of cool if you could have something like that.
Like a head wrap all the way
yeah,
around.
so it would just
Mhm.
keep it cool all the time.
I feel like there's a couple of products like that out on the market that are similar, but if I remember correctly, they're like $1 billion.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're not cheap.
But I feel like there's options for that to be able to create something better like that has more, like you're saying, more of like a pressure type of a thing. Not that it has to be like, hey, we're constricting your head or anything like that, but just more of that, like that's a really good idea.
Just like a little bit of compression also helps.
That's a really good idea. So any final thoughts? Migraines, dying.
Don't have them.
They're the worst.
Just kidding.
Have you tried not having them?
You know,
I
tried
try
that, but it didn't
everything
work,
in my
sorry.
life to avoid them.
You know, I was on board, but I figured, hey, why not? I'm a sadist, apparently. I just want to injure myself forever.
Let me go
I don't
ahead
know.
and get this migraine
just
today.
Why not? For funsies. Okay, well, this has been The Perspective.
Bye.